I know Chris is gonna, we did get a report back from him, and I won't take your stuff away from you. But there are things that I've been looking into for the last 2 weeks. There were some deficiency in there, and we're looking like for covering for the dogs, for the kennel. The lighting has already been purchased. We're going to install that. The windows, we're getting windows to replace them, and some of the other work would be black topping, which was a liability to the county because everybody's going up there and stumbling over the rocks to go in. So we're going to try and straighten some of these things out. We're not going to get all the way in 1 week, but we're going to try to get these deficiencies out of the way. And I just want to make one comment, like a lot of people are donating money to us. And most of the people that either if they have any kind of animal, if it's dogs, cats, or a horse or whatever they have, they think that their animals are people too. And they should be treated just as well as what they are. And like I said, for the donations that we get, I think we have to start showing the people on what we're using the donations for. And that'll be it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and following up on Commissioner Arner's comments on the operational risk management assessment, the reason we've asked the Lehigh County Humane Society and PCOR, our insurance provider, to come in here is to help us understand where we could do better to ensure that as long as the county manages the facility, it's a facility that best serves the animals that it holds, and of course our employees. And obviously the press has clear availability of this. I think it's probably sitting in your inbox, but I'll just read a little bit of from the conclusions. I believe, and this is coming from the head of the Lehigh Valley Humane Society, who led the effort for us. I believe this facility can be a productive animal shelter that serves both the animals and the people of Carbon County if given the necessary resources and support. This is a functional animal holding facility. It is not an adoption center, community outreach, or medical facility. The animals, unfortunately, are being underserved in the current environment. I stress the environment, not our employees and how they care for these animals, because we know there's great passion applied towards caring for these animals. The shelter manager is overworked, and we know Tom is, and we've been making efforts, increasing salaries, increased to an additional full-time employee to try to help alleviate that stress on Tom up there and the calls that he gets all hours of the day and night. Many of these issues that are presented here can be addressed in a relatively quick manner, as Rocky mentioned, and inexpensive, while others will require more time and financial support. And we're committed to running the best facility and managing the best facility we can. And we will continue to work with the Humane Society and PCOR, and of course, Tom up at the shelter to realize some of the recommendations of that study. Mention a little bit Mock Chunk Lake.
Thank you.
Okay, Alyssa.
So just about the dog shelter assessment report. I know you guys said that you have, you're getting a lot of donations for the shelter and you guys need more manpower, but like the lack of resources that the shelter has, is it just kind of a matter of funding that's needed right now, like more funding, or?
My position would be that the most limiting resources is not only volunteers, but individuals capable of that position, the staffing. I am telling you, we could give $25 an hour, but if you don't have the right demeanor, you're not going to be an appropriate employee up there. It really takes a unique person with not only passion, but a certain way of being able to manage and work with the animals. And, Tom's very good at vetting individuals. And it's hard to get people who are quote unquote qualified for that type of work, regardless of what you try to offer.
Yeah, the type of dog we have up there, most of them unfortunately are the pit bull variety and or mix. And, and some of them can be some of the greatest pets. My daughter had one from a shelter, but there are some that you just can't trust sometimes. So you have to have really the personality to work with a lot of these animals. And it's a lot of parking, it's noisy in there and everything, the concrete building and that, but personnel staffing, like a lot of other prison and many other offices we have, staffing is always an issue.
No, the only thing, like, I mean, everybody's saying about the pit bulls in there, but I think the last time I was up there last week, the clientele of the dogs has been changing over the last year since we've been here. And they've actually, like, people should go up there because the dogs are turning into the fluffy, nice dog to get. I mean, there was a couple mixed breeds up there that were like Springer Spaniels. And I mean, before when we went in, when we first came into Opns, it was like every one was a pit bull. Now it's cutting down, and I think there was like maybe 3 or 4 of them that were in that back corner and stuff. And I said, like, I think that's what was happening with us. We were known as the pit bull, you know, center of the Northeast state, of the Northeast. And it's not like that anymore. I think with Tom's efforts, you know, and Tom's been working, like, there's mentoring programs where they're taking these dogs and going to different parts of the state. You know, people are getting them at different shelters. So my hat's off to him. I mean, he's excellent on trying to get, you know, and not that the pit bulls aren't quality dogs, but it's something people are looking for, the nice little fluffy dog to take home.
Right. And you said that you said, Rocky, that you guys are already working on getting the windows and the lighting fixed, right?
And in fact,
the blacktopping.
like in the last couple of days, I got a bunch of estimates in, and that's the trouble with it. Right now, we're getting estimates, and people don't want to give estimates because now everything's opening up, and they're working in other areas, and these are like little jobs that are $3,000-$4,000 jobs, and it's like that's hurting us. And as you've seen on the news, people that have businesses it's hard getting people to work for them. So that's what we're running into now. But like I said, someone, and I try to do it, like, you know, when you're under a certain dollar amount, you can just hire anybody. But I think what our mentality is, we're getting 3 estimates no matter what it is, so that we're doing it fairly to everybody. And it's tough to get 3, like even like on the blacktopping, I think we had 2 of them. One guy said he's that busy, he won't even know what to do. And some of them might be off 6 months to get it done. I mean, that puts us in liability or anything. I mean, not that we need it tomorrow, but we'd like to get these things done within the next month or 2. I mean, our liability keeps going up every day when these things aren't fixed. But I said to some of our workers here, and, you know, we're going to try and fix whatever we can, but a lot of it, and I'm hoping by next week that I can have everything together, that we can have the blacktopping done, the shelters for, you know, out in the yard for them, and that's what I think we're looking for.